Two teams both looking for their second win of this young season. Welcome to Week 4 of the Indiana high school football season. Tonight, it's the Heritage Christian Eagles taking on the Covenant Christian Warriors on IndianaSRN. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local hometown John Deere dealer since 1955 with 5 central Indiana locations. Boilermakers Local 374, representing skilled workers across Indiana. Discover the Boilermaker advantage with Local 374. Bertner Electric, spark with confidence, your trusted electrical partner since 1986. Wheeler Mission, helping our neighbors in need since 1893 thanks to generous, caring individuals like you. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Let us help you find your next opportunity. LifeWise Academy, they bring Bible education to public school students during school hours. Learn more at lifewise.org. And by LiUNA, the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages, safer job sites, and greater opportunity. From Zionsville West Middle School, Craig Cox is here. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Thanks for tuning in tonight. A few games on the family of networks for you. IndianaSRN, our game is a battle of Heritage Christian and Covenant Christian. As mentioned, Craig, both teams 1-2 coming in to this game. Both teams under first-year head coaches. And you got to talk to one of those coaches in Luke Cyphers for Covenant Christian, which is taking over a program that did not win a game last season. They have that 1-2 record. They lost last week to Indian Creek 52-28. So it's a lot of trying to get familiar with the guys, see how things are going. Hopefully you work through some tweaks that you had between weeks 1 and 3, and you try to put together a good performance tonight against a historically good program in Heritage Christian.
No, it is. I mean, obviously it's a great matchup. I mean, you got two schools that really have a lot of parallels with each other as a school from a mission-based standpoint. But it's one of those things where, you talked about Coach Cyphers being his first year at Covenant, but he's no stranger to the game of football with his dad, Bruce, being the head guy at Roncalli for 27 years. And he's on his staff, too. And as we talked about before the opening segment here we're on now is, he also has back Larry McWhorter, who started the program at Covenant Christian years ago, and so he's back there. So he's got some great support there. I think a lot of this is, when you get to week 4, and that's even strange saying because it just seems like, a week or two ago we were talking about how fresh the popcorn was in terms of kicking off the new season. Here we are almost halfway through. But, you have a lot of these kids and the personnel that you have kind of established themselves. You kind of know what you're getting with your personnel, hoping you can certainly stay healthy. But I think now it begins to say, okay, how can we get to a place where we can get better execution, kind of dig a little deeper in that in weeks 4 through 6 or 7, and then it's about fine-tuning as you head into the last 3 or 4 games. But, I think that they're in for a great test here tonight with Heritage as well.
Covenant is probably also looking to see a more balanced offensive attack. Really good game last week from Tyson Hall, 11 carries, nearly 90 yards rushing, and did have a score. Zeb Cox will be the starter at quarterback. He just had 4 pass attempts in their last game, including an interception, but does pose as a dual-threat quarterback, able to tuck it and run and extend the play if he has to. On the other side, the visiting squad of Heritage Christian, Eli Nix leads this offense. He's a senior. His stat line from last week in their game against Guerin Catholic, which was a close one. All their 2 losses so far this season have been close games. 14 of 38. Not a very good completion percentage. You were still in the game. You had a chance, of course, but I think you're going to want to see a much better performance in that regard. But he is a phenomenal runner. It's not always about the passing game at the high school level with these quarterbacks. Nix had just shy of 200 yards on 30 carries. So you want to talk about dual-threat quarterbacks, we're going to see 2 of them here tonight.
No, you will. And you talk about not only the dual threat, both these teams love to run. The coaches will not, hide into that. Caleb Brink, who's also in his first year at the helm, obviously moving down here from Michigan. He coached at Holland Christian up in Holland, Michigan, and he's getting acclimated, to his environments as well. But both of these coaches love to run the ball, and you talk about Nix as he's not only a dual threat, but he's a load to run the ball. I mean, they're averaging, or he himself is averaging over 300 yards of total yards, 124 on the ground, 178 through the air, 5 touchdowns, both through with his arm and with his leg. So he is a guy that is very, very a great threat when he's not only in the pocket, but whenever he's flushed out of it. So it's been very effective. And I think that you'll see, a lot of the ground game tonight with both these ball teams.
A very senior, dominant ball club is Heritage Christian. A lot of the skill guys and the guys on both sides of the football at the line position, upperclassmen who have played for quite some time and know how to win under head coach Kyle Ray, who last year this team went 7-3. They lost in the first round to Cecina in the sectional. But in his 9 seasons, just 1 losing season and 2 sectional championships. So Caleb Brink, big shoes to fill, trying to get this team to 500. There's the look at Covenant Christian wearing their all-green kit tonight in the black helmets. Heritage Christian about to take the field as well as we're getting closer to kickoff. And we'll have the national anthem coming up here soon. It's the Eagles and the Warriors tonight on Indiana SRN. We'll be right back.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Zionsville West Middle School, just moments away from getting this one going with Heritage Christian and Covenant Christian, 2 teams, both 1-2, both with first-year head coaches, and 2 teams that we expect to run the football a lot. The last time these 2 teams met was in August of last year, so a Week 1 or Week 2 matchup, and Heritage Christian handling Covenant 55-12. They have owned this series in the last 8 games. Heritage Christian has won 6 of them. There's a look at the Eagles on the opposing side of the field. All white tonight and black helmets. The captains will meet at midfield. And we'll see who gets the football first in this one. A couple of really exciting games on our network tonight, Craig, but also just across the whole state of Indiana, especially central Indiana. There's some rivalry games going on.
No, it is. It's really big. I mean, starting right here, you got to talk about, the defending state champion 6A Brownsburg over at Avon. You got the Mudsock Bowl, which, we're understanding they're expecting around 10,000 at that game tonight between HSE and Fishers. You also got big one in Cathedral and Chatard, who's playing at Butler. And then Ben Davis and Center Grove. Mount Vernon and New Pal is always a huge rivalry. Burbuff and Garen's another one. It really doesn't stop. Warren Central, Lawrence Central. And then, we talked about tonight, in college, it's very normal to be playing during the week now, too. And you got Friday Night Lights, with college now and Big Tens on Friday. And a big one down in Bloomington, but then not only at the university, but you also got Bloomington North and Bloomington South that are hosting. So that town's really has a full night of football in the town of Bloomington.
There is no one at their house in Bloomington. Everyone is at the stadium.
Or at Buffalo's.
Or one of the two. That's exactly right. So a good slate of football at a few levels tonight across the state. Covenant Christian, the Warriors, led by Coach Luke Cyphers in his first year. Guys trying to get pumped up for this one. We talked about the quarterback briefly, Zeb Cox. He's just a sophomore. Poses as a dual threat quarterback. Tyson Hall, a senior running back, has had a good start to this season so far. Noah Seabury is a senior. He had 4 catches last week, including a score. And a high-scoring loss to Indian Creek. Both teams coming off losses, both trying to get to 500. It'll be Covenant Christian to kick things off. Heritage will receive from the north. And they will go from left to right. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Teeing it up for the Warriors, Henry Schaefer. Just tremendous weather in the first 2 weekends of Indiana high school football this month. Mostly sunny. 80 degrees in Zionsville. Schaefer has it teed up. And a deep kick. Fielded at the 7. Working towards his left on the return. Andrew Sloan for the Eagles. He'll get things out to, it appears, the 23-yard line. That's where the Heritage Christian offense will set up the very first drive of the game.
And Sloan's one that you'll hear throughout tonight, too. Certainly out there at receiver. Really can do some damage, not only getting vertical, but also in the short distance routes as well. Really good active player for them.
6 receptions last week, 38 yards. Tyson Pauls was the leading receiver. He had 8 for 87. He wears number 4. Him, Sloan, and Garrett Taylor are towards the right. Swing pass on the first play. Nix connecting with Pimental. Pimental out to the 30-yard line.
Well, these are 2 guys here, and Pimental, does some great things, as you can see there, putting a little bit in motion, getting some things in the flat. Obviously, he's a guy that will really cause some damage with his legs. We already talked about Nix doing that, but they're really a great duo out of the backfield. But putting him in motion as well just kind of makes Elijah a dual threat, too, in the pass game also.
The other receiver split out is Aiden Lyon, another senior who has some great height to him. Now it's Pimental on the ground, getting tackled. 3 guys in for the Warriors, including Michael Dowdle. Also getting up from that pile, Daniel Manaya. It's enough for a first down, over to the 33.
In talking to talking to Coach Cyphers, taking over a new program, it's always big with a new coach is, trying to sell your vision, but bigger for the kids to buy into that is really going to be more in terms of how they actually are moving, getting execution. But he just talked a lot about just doing the little things and not trying to go out and win every play.
Three receivers now to the wide side at the top. Nix rolls to his left, flings it over to Tyson Powles, who will take some tacklers with him, stays in bounds just shy of the 40.
Coming out the gate, and having all the passes, haven't got Nix out of the pocket yet, where he just becomes, as you talked about in the opening segment, just being a dual threat. So he stayed in the pocket for everything thus far.
Gain of 8 on the first down play, actually 7. Now under center in the eye. Handoff, not a clean give to Pimental as he tries to stretch it towards the outside. Nowhere to go. A sea of green prevents him from reaching the first down marker.
Anytime you get to the edge and you stop your feet, it's one thing if you're waiting on some blocks, but when you don't have any blockers in front of you, worst thing you can do is stop your feet. So you just got to keep moving as we're doing hurry up here.
Hurry up and a sneak for Nix.
Looks like, I don't think he got it. Looks like he's maybe a yard short, maybe even 2 is where they're spotting it. Fourth down on your own side of the field early on. Looks like every bit of 2 yards short here.
Yeah, it looks like Nix didn't get anything on the sneak. The D-line of Covenant holding strong. They'll have to do it one more time to try to get the offense the football in good field position.
It's a big call here early, first possession at your own 41. See what Covenant can do here on being up front.
And an empty backfield. Nix will try to do it himself. Shakes 2 guys up the middle, across midfield, and plenty enough to the first down to the Covenant 45.
Well, and that's what he gives you. Whether you're dropping back, he's pretty much a poised, player in terms of, him being a senior. He's been here before, but he's a big body as well. Strong runner, as we see it here. Breaks a few tackles, make it probably about 2 or 3 at least, and getting about 12 or 13 when they only needed 2. So positive side of the field here for them now.
Back to an empty set. A quick hitter. Caught by Powles. Another chunk yardage play with a new set of downs. Powles brings it out to the 34 of Covenant. Keeping things empty in the backfield for the senior Nix. With a blocker, the catch to Sloan. Makes the first guy miss.
Well, you see, too, that out of about the 7 passes that they've made, they're really getting it out quick when they are, whether it's to the flat or just really quick out patterns here that they're getting. Quite got Pimental and got Sloan now on 2 of them. So Nick's getting rid of the ball quick. I'll see how that plays out the rest of the game and how Covenant might adjust to that, maybe with perhaps some more press coverage.
Picking up 9 on first down. Pimental will be in the backfield this time with Nix, and they'll move Sloan in motion. It'll be the jet to him. Trying to get some blockers, but going to get pushed back for a 2-yard loss. There's also a flag down by that official on that far side.
Typically on the edge like that, you're going to get holding, but we'll see what happens. Not only are they getting positive yards here, and obviously we'll see what the pending flag is, but using a lot of the clock, too. Almost half the quarter gone.
Face
mask
on the Covenant defense. So it won't be a loss for Heritage on that previous play. Instead, the ball's at the Covenant 20 and a new set of downs.
First on the Covenant 21-yard line.
First penalty tonight. Here's Nix.
And a blitz.
Another quick swing. This is Aiden Lyon. Better coverage by the outside of Covenant. Looks like on the tackle was Seabury.
Yeah, actually sent the Mike linebacker in for a blitz. Did a good job picking that up. But again, as we just talked about, Nick's getting them rid of the ball pretty quick. Going, doesn't have to go through his progressions, hitting his first read right away.
And a quick 5 for 5 on this first drive. Nix will route to his right. Nice connection that time with Powles, who has his third catch already. He's at the 6.
Yeah, tough thing, too, there. You have Nix rolling out, kind of booting, if you will, throwing it off the run. Really good route that you had, obviously, right there by Powles. And really good timing route, if you will. Get good positive yards, get the first down.
The 11th play of this opening Eagles drive. The pitch. Trying to get around the defender is Pimentel, and he's going to go backwards for a huge loss. Ridding it all the way and taking him down. Rice Diaz.
Almost lost a 5, I guess, on the play there. Backs him up to the 11. Second down here.
Tyson Hall also bringing down Pimentel, so second and long from the 11.
And, both these schools will have some guys go both ways. Covenant probably has more on their roster going both ways than what Heritage does, but pretty common with some of your smaller schools.
Nix will keep it, get it back to the 6. And Nix, you could see, he looks like a quarterback. He's got the build, he's got the arm, but he can do it in a couple of different ways. He can throw on the run, he can stand in the pocket, and he can also run. Already 20 yards on the ground with his 3 carries. Big 3rd and goal here. Heritage nearly taking off 8 minutes of this first quarter. Nix on the rollout, being chased from behind and wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Tyson Powles of Heritage Christian. Eagles go 13 plays and 77 yards, and they find the end zone.
Well, what you love about that, too, is there's one penalty. You move down, you lose this type of clock that you get. You have an efficient first drive, and, you ended up, obviously, with a little short pass here and get 6 on the board and trying to get the 7th here. So really good opening drive for the Eagles, and one that Covenant will have to try to, again, make those adjustments for some of those kind of quick out throws by Nix.
Snap is good. Kick is also true from Isaac Pimentel. 7-0 early Heritage Christian in the first quarter.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Well, not a better way to start off this game if you're Heritage Christian. 13 plays, 77-yard drive, and the 4th catch of the night already for Tyson Powles. A 6-yard reception from Eli Nix. And that's how the Eagles are able to strike first. And, again, nearly taking off 8 minutes of that opening drive.
Well, I'm sure that it's just how Coach Brink drew it up, but most of the time doesn't obviously roll out or get executed in that fashion.
Elijah Pimentel had a couple of touches on that drive. It'll be Isaac, the sophomore, who will kick it. And the return for Covenant. Bringing things out, Henry Schaefer. Good coverage by the Eagles on the kickoff. This first half of action on IndianaSRN is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call at 317-849-0810. Also, Laborers International Union of North America. We're the Build America Union, 500,000 strong, fighting for better wages and benefits, safer job sites, and greater opportunities. We are LIUNA. At the 24 before the play, we get a jump. Looks like Cormac Lemons, Andrew Barker, both jumping on the defensive line, so a free 5 yards given by Heritage.
I mentioned earlier, Zeb Cox, the sophomore. What a great opportunity that Coach Cyphers in his first year, getting in a position where he can groom this young quarterback and still have him around for 2 more years. Long and athletic, and just kind of build into his own and kind of finding a little bit about himself and his arm strength.
Cox and Hall in the backfield. It will be a give to Hall towards the left off tackle. A couple blockers in front and a decent gain on the first down play. Enough for a first down. From the 34. Snap to Cox, though. Go the other way this time. Following his lead block. Shedding a tackle. First down, Tyson Hall out to midfield.
Great job there. Good patience. Reading where his gaps were at. Following a few of his blockers and getting some yards after the contact here. Breaking the one tackle. There from Justice Klingerman. And Klingerman for Heritage, their leading tackler, is averaging 14 tackles a game, which is phenomenal. And he's a guy that plays obviously a little bit both ways as well.
Yeah, over 40 on the season. He had 13 last week.
It was a Guerin game.
It was.
Yeah.
Right at the midfield stripe. Back to Hall. Up the middle. Maybe half a yard. Tackled by Heritage Christian's Andrew Barker.
Well, I think Covenant, I think, is going to probably have more success when they set the edge, try to get at the end arounds like they had on the previous play. Not to say they can't get anything up the middle, but I think that they will struggle a little bit more tonight up the middle on this Heritage front four than on the outside.
Nathan Turpin, another big guy for Heritage Christian right there over the center. Big hit on Schaefer, but he bounces off of it. That was Sloan who came flying in, but Schaefer kept his feet and turned something out of nothing.
Talking to Coach Cyphers as well, Henry Schaefer's one that he's small in stature, and is one that is one of the smaller guys on the team, but says that he's got a heart of a lion. Says this kid just is really all about it, not only his teammates, but is really a hard-nosed player. I think it was one of those situations that you saw there with Sloan is, made a great pursuit in the backfield, tried to deliver the blow, but didn't wrap with the arms at all.
Could have been a lot worse. Schaefer goes backwards for 2, so it's 3rd and 10. They'll move Cox out for his first pass attempt, which is complete and will be a first down. Seabury on the catch. Out of bounds at the 33 of Heritage Christian.
I think Heritage, the defense, really had Covenant where they wanted them at third and a little longer, and Covenant did a great job executing that play, getting to the outside and picking up the first down and a new set of downs at that.
Seabury 4 catches last week and a touchdown.
Both teams coming out with impressive first drives here.
Seabury will line up as the wing towards the right. Counter run with Hall. Nowhere to go. Immediately brought down by the Heritage Christian defensive line, which looks pretty tough. We've already mentioned Barker and Turpin. Another guy on that line, Cormac Lemons.
Well, this is a team, too, in Heritage that returned 17 or 18 of their starters from last year. There was 3 offensive linemen that they lost, and they lost a talented sophomore last year in Noah Dearman at receiver who transferred to Brownsburg. But, other than that, they got a large group of their core back on both sides of the ball.
Here's 2nd and 11. Hall. Pretty good if you give him space and a lead block. Moves things up just shy of the 35.
Well, and Tyson, leading rusher, I mean, he's a guy that certainly is a big back, not only in weight, but, kind of unconventional being at right there at 5'11", 6 foot.
Another 3rd and 7 for Covenant.
Likely the last play of the quarter here.
Cox looking to get it away. He did get away from that first Heritage defender, but dragged down on that far Eagles sideline for a big loss. Going after him first was Aiden Lyon, one of those two-way players. As the first quarter comes to a close, Covenant facing a 4th and 13 when we come back. 7-0 Heritage Christian on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with On Demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Time for the second quarter on IndianaSRN. Heritage leads things 7-0 over Covenant Christian. This second quarter of action is brought to you by BD Insurance, a company which understands your industry and what's on the line for you. You can call Lance at 812-522-5640, BD Insurance.
Last play, too, that Cox, he's rolling out there trying to make something happen, going through his reads. Out of the pocket, he's young, but you really want to throw that ball away because he lost 4 yards.
Trying to throw it here on 4th and 13. Forced out of the pocket, and a bobbling ball that falls. Seabury couldn't hold on to it. Was well short of the first down marker, as you can see. And so a turnover on downs for Covenant Christian. Cox looks like he wanted to stay in the pocket on that play, but flushed out that Heritage front line. We've talked about them already a couple of times. Able to do their job and give it back to Eli Nix and the offense.
Well, and it's one thing that Zebby's an athletic guy, but he doesn't run a bunch. He's averaging about 25 a carry. He does have 5 touchdowns with his legs throughout the year, but none of those have been any breakaways by any means, more short-distance goal line stances.
From the 36, Nix, sideline route, but short arms it to Sloan.
Those differences there is rolling out and not being able to. He was in a position where he didn't stop and step into his pass and kind of get his feet underneath him. Certainly tougher to throw off the run. Saw him do that earlier on the out pattern to Paulus, but one that came up short there was Sloan. And speaking of Sloan, he kind of comes up wobbling, gimpy a little bit. So you have to pay attention to that. Looks like maybe a right right lower leg or ankle maybe, but looks like he's running it off.
He's going to tough it out. An empty set after Nix's first incompletion. He picks up a completion here, shifting things around, tackled from behind and pushed closer to a first down is Pimental. He got 9.
Well, if you're just joining us again, Heritage came out on their first drive, took up about 8 minutes off the clock, went down, scored on about a 6-7 yard pass from Nix to Paulus. Here's second. Oh, everybody jumping here.
First down will be free. Don't even need to run a play, and I may be wrong, but I think that was the first third down that Heritage was facing, unless maybe one on that first drive, but they had a lot of second and short situations and picked up at least 6 first downs when they got the football the first time.
Yeah, everything's been very much underneath. Don't know so much if that's really Covenant keeping it. I think it's more of the game plan so far of Heritage. Haven't really extended or tested the corners beyond 8 yards.
Nix goes through his reads. Another quick pass. This time it's back to Powell's, and he has 7.
You know, and this type of piece, this is the first game that we've seen Heritage play this year. But, you know, and again, Coach Brink is new to the program, coming down from Highland Christian in Michigan at the helm. But, you know, you talk about ball control and how important that is and how they are with their ground game and running these little short routes. It does just that, lets you control the ball.
Pressure this time for Nix. He stands in there and delivers a ball to Powell's, who's off and finally tackled at the 25. Big gain on first down. There is a flag down, too.
Didn't see where it was at, but it looks like he's talking about looking like it's going to be on Covenant, but we'll. Oh, no, ineligible downfield, looks like, on Heritage. Coming back. Another short route, but turned into a little the Jackson yard after contact, getting about 12 to 14 after that. But, again, you got one of the big fellas downfield a little too soon.
The thing, too, is get the ball out quick, get it to your guys, which has been 4 different guys so far that have a catch.
Yeah, they're definitely spreading it around. And not to mention, we haven't even talked about Nix really getting out of the pocket yet and using his feet, but he hasn't had to. He certainly is spreading the ball around, and that makes it tougher, you know, on the defense to kind of hone in on one particular, or even 2 for that matter, guys. So they are spreading around and have had great success here so far.
I formation on this 2nd and 7. Nix moves Sloan from left to right. Following the lead back as Pimental loses the football. It appears the Warriors have it, yep. Jumping onto it is Gavin Weichart. No, check that, Titus Lamont. 27, Titus Lamont, watch the replay.
Just coming right up the middle, just a gap, and you know, it looked like, if I'm not mistaken, like a 12, getting his hat on the ball, which is what you want, but run it right up the middle in the A gap, and Covenant comes up with not only a great hit, but also, more importantly, the recovery. So give it to Siebert that knocked that ball out.
First turnover tonight, forced by the Warriors, and they have a good spot to start this drive at the 45. The pitch, trying to get to the outside. Hall had to bring it back in the middle, and he's wrapped up for about a 1-yard loss. Here's a closer look at Zeb Cox, the sophomore. Dishing the play off to the rest of the guys. They'll have 2 receivers split out both sides. And a pass, a floater over to Seabury, and it's through his hands out of bounds.
Well, it's one of those ones just kind of sailed on him. Again, kind of throwing that one flat-footed, not stepping into it, really having a good stable base, but really stepping in and kind of hipping into his throw.
Would hate to see a quick 3-and-out off the turnover if you're a Covenant fan. We'll wait and see what they can do here on 3rd and 11. Caleb Jankowski split out way wide. Covenant wanted a timeout, maybe. One of the players did, but they're in order. They have time. It's the end around give. Not going to pick up enough. Looks like a gain of 4 to Schaefer. And the punt team heading out onto the field for Covenant.
Schaefer will be back to punt, so he's not only the receiver and the kicker, but he's also the punter.
Kind of the Swiss Army knife, if you will. Good snap. Not going to punt it, though. Schaefer will try to run, pick up the first down. He's got it.
I don't know if that was really by design.
I don't think so.
He got one guy that was coming a little pressure, but I don't know if that was by design or if that was just his own read because it was something he just didn't like. But he didn't have a lot of pressure here. Maybe he just saw some things he liked,
has the one guy in front of him and maybe not a clear enough space to get that punt off. He had Seabury posted up, and I think he thought, I'm not sure if I'm going to punt this into my teammate's butt or –
well, if it wasn't by design, it's one of those things like coach on the sideline, like, what are you doing? Okay, go. Okay, yeah, we'll move on and get some new downs.
All right, then. So it is an extend to the drive and back to the run game with Tyson Hall across the 40 to the Heritage 39.
Okay, interesting seeing the dirt fly up. Obviously, it's been tough turf management, when you have natural grass games now, but I'm looking at this, it makes me think of the old Raiders stadiums where you had the baseball field.
That's exactly
San
what I was
Diego.
thinking.
You have the dirt flying where you're playing on a combo field between baseball and football. But kudos to Zionsville Middle School for this being the home site for Covenant as Tyson Hall getting the carry here.
Short gain for Tyson. A 1 and a
late flag. I don't know what this was.
No, just a sideline
warning. Yeah.
There's a flag on the play.
No yards lost, just a warning. Covenant looking at 3rd down and 7.
No loss of yards.
Will they go to the air with Cox or try to open up a hole for Mr. Reliable Tyson Hall?
Well, I'd like to see maybe them get Cox out of the pocket a little bit to, either run or as they're doing here. But
you called it.
I'd love to see him cut something over the middle of the field. But
Cox chased down, just has to get rid of it.
Yeah, smart decision, obviously, there. But would like to see him continuing to get a little bit more to the edge and potentially get upfield for the run as opposed to stopping and going back. But again, these are things that, again, he'll learn. Sophomore quarterback. I'm sure this may be a punting situation, but I haven't seen them come out on the field yet. They are
taking a lot of time.
Somewhat right around midfield, so we'll see what comes up here. Oh, they've got a holding call, actually, on them, so we're going to repeat 3rd down.
So that was the discussion, actually, was does Heritage want to accept the penalty and push them back, which they will do close to the 50. It would have been
16.
4th down from the Heritage 39.
Yeah, it would have been 4th and 6, but instead 3rd and 16, so they feel good about getting a stop or keeping them within 5 or 6 yards, not letting it get back to the line of scrimmage.
I think that was a 4th down situation that Covenant would likely have gone for. Instead, it'll be 3rd and long. Cox trying to throw, forced out to his right, nearly intercepted.
It's like Klingerman.
Off the fingertips of Klingerman.
I'll see this time if Schaefer gets his foot on the ball or if he's got something else up his sleeve to run 117 for a first down.
So taking the holding call at the moment, proving to be the correct go for Heritage. We'll see if Schaefer, like you said, Craig, can get this punt off this time. High snap. Short kick. A friendly Warrior bounce, though, down to the 15-yard line. So a good punt by Schaefer. That'll be the worst field position so far for Heritage Christian in this first half, which is brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication across Indiana. Whether it's a new build, upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Local 374 to get the job done right the first time. Also by Riskwork. We make people feel safe. We protect your business so you live safe. We've got you covered. Call Riskwork at 317-379-6755. Third drive for the Eagles. Nix going back to that bread and butter that was working so well. Trying to reverse field. Coming towards the near side is Pimental. That could have been a lot worse, but he had something else in mind.
Well, so much that's happening here. Getting the feet in the ground and just misdirections here, turning really what was nothing into about 20 yards. So great job by Elijah there, his vision, and being able to make some guys miss there.
Out to the 30. Nix to his right. Long throw, hauled in by Sloan. Little shake and bake and tackled after a 4-yard pickup. Credit the stop to Liam Yard. Second down and 6 coming up for Nix and company. Fake on the motion, wide open over the middle of the field. The third guy finally brings down Powles, who has his 6th catch tonight already, across midfield. Big pickup for the Eagles.
And one that they've stretched the field. That was beyond the 10 yards. It was beyond 15, but Powell's turned it into about another 7 or 8 on top of that. But first time they've kind of stretched the field and kind of, tested the corners or even the deepest layer in the safeties.
That connection also puts Eli Nix at the century mark in passing yards. They're at the Covenant 48. Looking like he was passing, but a designed quarterback draw for Nix. And a dog pile, 5 guys of Covenant getting up off the field after holding Nix to no gain. Whistle and a timeout called by the official. Maybe some blood or an equipment issue for Sloan, so he'll check out for the moment. Other games on our network, as mentioned, Cathedral and Chittard tonight playing at Butler University.
like Chittard, too, is up 13-0 on Cathedral right now.
The final 4.5 minutes of that game from Butler. Meanwhile, here we're at the 3-minute mark, and Nix is going deep, but not on the same page with Aiden Lyon. Chittard looking pretty impressive in their rivalry game from last week against Roncalli.
Some of the other score updates as we got a moment. Fisher's in the Mudsock game with HSE. Fisher's up 21-0 on HSE, putting it on there. Decatur Central over Martinsville 29-0. Brownsburg Avon deadlocked at 7. That's also the same with Tri-West and Speedway. LN over North Central 21-7. Westfield over Noblesville 17-0. We just talked about our other game. Chittard Cathedral. Chittard up 13-0 on Center Grove, putting it on Ben Davis 21-0.
Heritage Christian takes a timeout. We'll take it with them. Back in a moment.
Did you know, according to the National Federation of High Schools, 80% of new officials quit the game after just 2 seasons because of abusive behavior from the stands and sidelines?
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Out of the Heritage Christian timeout, 3rd and 10. Nix with an empty backfield. Over the middle, and he had his man, but just too much out in front of Powell's. So it's 4th down.
Yeah, really short arm that ball. Almost as he's kind of got a side release, if you will, but still looked like he short armed that and didn't really step through that. But nonetheless, came up a little short. Puts him at 4th down. Looks like they're not stepping off the field, too. So
Nix has a little bit of a longer delivery on his throws, and even that one, I think he was kind of almost second-guessing. They'll keep the offense out there. Split backfield.
4th and 10.
Just a 3-receiver set over the middle, caught. The big target of Aiden Lyon gets it down to the 25.
What a great effort, just going up and high pointing that ball. But then the bigger thing is not only in the air, taking the hit as we see here and holding on to that. Great job here, high pointing that, but then taking the hit, as you say there, from Seabird, and then just maintaining control of that to keep this drive alive. And what they hope might be to be able to not only get a score, but run out the rest of this clock and not get Covenant another opportunity.
A quick snap on that first down play also from Heritage, and just the 1-yard pickup. Under 2 minutes, Nix thought about going to his right. He's going to be sacked.
Yeah, those type of situations there where you're kind of getting flushed a little bit is step up in that pocket. Just too much of a delay there and just allowed him to get caught behind and loss of about 2 or 3, if you will.
Looks like Reese Diaz, one of the guys who got to Nix. 3rd down and 11. Still plenty of time. Heritage 4-down territory, too. They'll swing it out quickly with a blocker in front. Sloan.
I don't know where his foot went out of bounds, but it looked like they're going to give it to him. Down to 15, it looks like.
Tiptoeing that far sideline. It is a 1st down. Third catch tonight for Sloan. And the distribution from Eli Nix, just 3 incompletions. And he's connected with 4 guys, all of them with at least 2 receptions. Heritage can still pick up a first down without scoring, although they just have 1:07 on the clock. The give to Pimental. Wanted to go right. Will reverse course again. The highlighter, Cleats trying to get the edge. He dives. Out of bounds at the 1.
He's like, wait, I knocked over the pylon.
Referee says no. Let's watch it again.
This is the 3rd time that he's reverse field like this and has good success each time, but we'll see where the footing goes out. I don't know. It looked like that left foot was in, but nonetheless, the stripes called it short.
The Eagles won't waste much time. They'll sneak it with Nix. No signal yet. There it is. Quarterback sneak for Eli Nix. That extends the Heritage lead. It's now 13-0, and they score with under a minute in this first half. Watch again, and Nix just such a big body, a tough guy to bring down. He'll now stay out there for the hold. And the kick from Isaac Pimental, another good strike, and it's right through the uprights. 14-0 Heritage Christian. Covenant just has 49 seconds to work with in this first half.
At Risk Work, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
It's an 11-play drive this time for Heritage Christian. They find the end zone again, 14-0. Their opening drive for the game went 13 plays for 77. That last one, 85 yards. And Eli Nix, the big senior quarterback, he can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs. He makes it 14-0 Eagles. Not much time left for Covenant Christian. Deep kick into the end zone, and it's ruled a touchback, no return for Schaefer. This first half brought to you by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have been trusted partners for inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation. Ride with us. Call Piper Logistics at 317-396-1023. Also, Dynamark Graphics Group. Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services, serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Their number, 317-328-2555. See what the Covenant offense has. If anything, Cox has missed on his last 4 pass attempts. They do have all 3 of their timeouts. Take the snap from the 20. Deep drop, setting up the screen. There's Tyson Hall. Not much as far as blockers in front of him. The 4-yard gain. And a quick timeout, I believe, by Covenant Christian. Their first timeout, they burn 9 seconds, but just pick up the 4 yards. You want to probably get it to that guy, Tyson Hall, but just give him some space to work with.
Yeah, and being able to be mindful. They still got another couple timeouts, which is certainly to their advantage, but see how well you can work the sideline as well to try to preserve those as much as possible, and then hopes that you might be able to get something around the 30 and inside of that with 20 seconds or so to be able to have a few stabs at it here before the end, or maybe even perhaps kick a long field goal to try to get on the scoreboard before the break.
Covenant breaks the huddle. Offensively, running the football. They're just at 35 yards, most of those to Tyson Hall. Zeb Cox, 2 of 6 for 20. Got a long way to go to try to be in striking distance. Snap to Cox. The motion man was Schaefer. They throw it to him with some wide receivers. Trying to get him some blocks. Good tackle by the John Means. He keeps him in bounds. The clock will stop for the moment as they move the chains. But the Warriors will still burn another timeout to stop that clock. So one timeout remaining for Covenant Christian. They're around the 35. Pretty good night for football. Still some sunshine out there as it's starting to fall off, hovering around 80 degrees. Ball spotted at the 33. It'll be Cox with Hall to his left. Cox extending the play with his feet, can't get the edge. The clock will keep on running as Cox was unable to get out of bounds.
I think they're just content with letting it run out at this point. They're going to take a timeout now. Their final one of the half. 66 yards away.
You don't want to not pick up this third down if you call a timeout too early and then Heritage calls a timeout, giving them a shot, although it would be with just seconds. But Covenant does call their third and final with 9 to go. There's the Heritage Christian sideline. Coach Caleb Brink in his first year. Both teams trying to reach that 500 mark. Heritage Christian's lone win on the season was the very first game of the season against Speedway, 36-15. Lost a close one to Cecina, 52-50. How about that for some points?
Yeah, their two losses were 3 points and 2 points, so 5 combined. So they were right there very easily. Could be 3-0, but nonetheless 1-2 and trying to get to 500 here tonight.
This is a team that's averaging 37 points per game, but they give up 32. Right now, pitching a shutout. So it's actually 2nd and 9. Long throw over the middle, but it's going to be short of Cox's intended target in Seabury.
A chance for a punt return here.
I thought it was third down the previous play.
Was it
third down now?
Third.
Yeah, I was confused just like you. So it is 3rd and 9. This will likely be the final play. Hall will be back there with Cox, and then 3 tight ends, or 3 wide receivers, out to the left. That's where Cox will roll. Has some time over the middle. Caught by Jankowski, his first catch tonight. But all for naught as the first half comes to an end. Heritage Christian just 3 drives. They've scored on 2 of them. A touchdown for Tyson Powles, and also a run by their senior quarterback, Eli Nix. We'll real quick go over some of those key numbers from that first half. Nix finished 13 of 16 for 133 yards, taking care of the football. Elijah Pimental, their lead back, just 15 yards on 6 carries, but Nix has picked up some of that slack as well, including that 1-yard touchdown run. He has 18 yards. Tyson Powles, what a game. 6 first-half receptions for 58 yards. Nix has been able to connect with 4 different receivers, and really just offensive efficiency so far from what I'm seeing from Heritage Christian. And Covenant, nothing too crazy. The Eagles defense too, Craig, is just, they're trying to bump down that number as far as average points given up so far this season is concerned.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's a little bit different script than what we probably would have thought. Well, both these teams are really kind of ground and pound, really kind of hit you on the ground a lot more. Been a little bit different tonight in that they've done more through the air than on the ground. However, what they've done with the passing game is really just shorten the field, made everything underneath, kind of chunking up parts of the field, 7-8 yards each play. And it's also chewed up a lot of clock. So that's certainly the ball control they've won as well. But been very efficient for Heritage, and Covenant just haven't been able to respond yet with getting everything down the field or advancing with new sets of downs.
A touchdown in each quarter for the Eagles. They lead it 14-0. Real quick, some numbers for the Warriors. Zeb Cox throwing the football, 4 of 9 for 44 yards. Tyson Hall, who had some good showings when he's had the football too, but the Heritage Christian defense has locked in on him a lot better, especially in that second quarter. 7 carries for 27 yards for him. 4 different guys for Covenant Christian have a reception, all of them just the 1 single catch as they trail 14-0. Homecoming festivities now here at Zionsville West Middle School for Covenant Christian. The Warriors will head to the locker room, try to look to make some adjustments and get back into this football game. It's halftime here on Indiana SRN. We will step aside.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there is just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
At Riskwork, we're Team Indiana through and through, from coaching youth basketball to protecting critical infrastructure. Like our partners at IndianaSRN, we invest in people first. That same grit and leadership on the court drives our work in cybersecurity. We help businesses stay secure, resilient, and ready with no guesswork. If you can trust us to protect the grid, you can surely trust us to protect your Indiana business.
It's game day, a time to focus on the excitement and not to worry about your insurance coverage. With Indiana Farmers Insurance by your side, you can step onto the field or into the bleachers with true peace of mind, knowing your coverage is handled by local agents who care about your business, your auto, your home, and your farm as much as you do. Local insurance, local agents, here for you. Now that's what we call teamwork.
This is LifeWise Academy. It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Countdown 3, 2, 1.
A great lawn starts with the right equipment. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we're here to help you make mowing easier and more enjoyable. From zero turns to lawn tractors, John Deere mowers give you the power, precision, and comfort to get the job done right. Plus, with expert service and support from Reynolds, you can spend less time worrying about your mower and more time enjoying the results. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Welcome back to Zionsville West Middle School. Our broadcast tonight on Indiana SRN featuring Heritage Christian and Covenant Christian. It's the Eagles leading the Warriors at the moment 14-0. That's our halftime score. A couple of games on the network tonight, including one of the big ones. And regardless of class, some of the best teams in the state. In Class 4A, Chittard, which in our Indiana SRN poll is the number 1 ranked team. They are leading Cathedral 13-6. That game at halftime at Butler University. Cathedral in Class 5A, the number 3 ranked poll, coming in on the Indiana SRN poll. this week. Our other game, Purdue Poly taking on the Noblesville Lions. That game's at Traders Point. Purdue Poly leads in that game 22-6. And some other scores from across the state. Craig Cox.
Well, we got Fishers got up on HSE 21-0, but it's HSE that has 10 unanswered, so it's 21-10 in the Mudsock Bowl. Decatur Central just rolling. Martinsville was 24 last report, but they've doubled that up. It's now 48-0. So got a big one there. The other one, Hendricks County battle with Brownsburg-Avon, the defending 6A champs. We're up 21-0, but now it's 21-9 on the Avon, and then Lawrence North over North Central 28-7. So got a few others going around the state as well, but Chittard still putting it on Cathedral right now. And it looks like Westfield over Noblesville in the Battle of Hamilton County. Westfield up 24-0 in that one. We just talked about that Chittard was up 13-0, but Cathedral has put a touchdown on the board without the extra point. They're down 6-13 in that one. That one being played at Butler University. And then Center Grove got up 21-0, but now that one's 28-21. So Ben Davis scoring 21-7 here since early in the first. Another one, Zionsville down by 4, 13-9 on Franklin Central. So again, we'll continue to give you some updates as we progress through the evening. But right here, we got 14-0 here at Zionsville Middle School with the battle between the Eagles of Heritage Christian and the Warriors of Covenant Christian.
Heritage Christian very much the favorite on paper to win this game. A lot of the experts having it around a 3-4 score matchup. The Covenant Christian has, had some signs on both sides of the football offensively with Zeb Cox has made a couple of really good throws. Tyson Hall as their lead back. Henry Schaefer, kind of a Swiss Army knife, a type of guy who can do a little bit of everything, but unable to finish a drive so far of their 3. They had a turnover on downs, a punt, and then that last drive to end the half. Meanwhile, Heritage Christian and Eli Nix, they're kind of clicking on all cylinders. They had that lengthy drive that took up 2/3 of the first quarter. 13 plays, 77 yards. It ends with a 6-yard touchdown catch for Tyson Powles, one of the senior receivers, which we mentioned it in the pregame, just how many seniors are, starting and at the skill positions especially. Just a strong senior class. Eli Nix has looked solid. He's 13 of 16 for 133 yards. His touchdown throw and his touchdown run, which ended an 11-play drive for 85 yards. A lot of guys getting involved. Andrew Sloan is dynamic. Elijah Pimentel is great with the ball in his hands. We talked about Powles and his 6 catches. Aiden Lyon just has 2 grabs tonight, but he is a tall figure who can catch the ball over the middle of the field. We've saw he can split out wide. He's kind of a flex tight end, a guy that you can put just about anywhere, and he can make a guy miss. He can beat a guy on his route and haul in a catch from Nix.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we saw earlier he got the jump ball high pointed at that, so big target. Nix is one that's averaging over 300 yards a game, total yards, that is, and has relied heavily on that tonight with his arm and not so much his legs, but he hadn't had to. The running game hasn't been as probably prevalent as it is or was in some of the previous games, but they've had success through the air with some of these short hits and been efficient. We talked about earlier how they're maintaining, really winning the time of possession here in the first half as well. So it's one that I think they've executed a plan. And I mean, if you're Coach Brink, I mean, you'd love, not only being in your first head coaching job, taking over a program like Heritage Christian that's just been very solid in years past, been big on the run. That's a lot what his philosophy is as well. But the big thing is, too, if you're taking over a program, to be in a position like he's in, to be able to have 17, 18 returning starters in your first year for just that core speaks huge high volumes to not only in what you're doing now, but in terms of launching your program pillars, trying to create new culture, getting the buy-in of the players to your vision. It's great to have such a lot of senior leadership, guys that really have a lot of snaps under their belt that can really kind of, leave the footprint and the legacy for these underclassmen to take over as they depart.
Yeah, Coach Brink has talked about, he's described this group as a resilient group. He said they refused to quit through 3 weeks. He has, seen signs of taking the game to the distance. It's never over till it's over, and we have seen that in their 2 losses, as you mentioned, by less than 3 points, both of them. So they have been in every single game. They are controlling this one right now, 14-0. We will step aside, and when we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff on IndianaSRN.
3, 2, 1.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
Egg on avocado toast.
Ew. Your flash fried porgy over chips.
Ew.
Your fresh Maine lobster with microgreens.
When the only thing your 8-year-old will eat is waffles.
She's fine. She's fine.
Your waffles, milady.
It matters where you stay.
Yum.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
This is the hotel breakfast.
It looked different online.
Do you children like eggs? Here, they make your bones grow.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be fine.
All right, guys. Look alive.
Is it fine, Daryl?
I'm starving.
When free hot breakfast can make or break your day, it matters where you stay.
Go get him.
Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the...
Getting closer to the start of the second half as both teams are back out onto the field for a quick warm-up before we're back in action. Covenant Christian trails Heritage 14-0. The difference has been the opening drive possession where Heritage took off nearly 8 minutes of the first quarter. Went 77 yards, and Tyson Powell's found the end zone from 6 yards out. He has 6 catches tonight, nearly 10 yards per catch. He had 8 last week, so he's turned out to be kind of the go-to guy, although there's plenty of guys who you have that feeling they can come up with the big play or they can be that guy in any given night. 4 guys with at least 2 catches so far. Tyson Powell's has been the leading receiver tonight, and as well as for last week. The other guys with catches, Andrew Sloan has 3 for 24 yards. Elijah Pimental, his 3 catches is good for 30. And finally, Aiden Lyon, 2 catches, 13 yards per catch. Eli Nix protecting the football. On his 16 pass attempts, just 3 incompletions, as both teams are trying to get to 500. Trying to become 2-2. We mentioned just how close the games have been for Heritage Christian. They could very easily be 3-0 if a few things here and there go their way. As for Covenant Christian, they picked up a win against Indianapolis Shortridge 2 weeks ago following the season opening loss to Park Tudor. High-scoring game, 44-34. We had that game on the network. And then the loss last week at Indian Creek. This is the game, too, that starts conference play. Both these teams in the Indiana Crossroads Conference. It's a pretty solid conference. You got Cecina, you have Lutheran, you have Ritter, and Greenwood Christian also representing the Indiana Crossroads. And a lot of those teams, too, Craig, they share the same sectional.
Sectionals, yeah, I was just going to say, and we talked about that before we went on air today, and talking to Coach Cyphers as well, he mentioned that too, and getting acclimated to not only his schedule, but also who the postseason or what the postseason might look like, and that, throughout their schedule, they're playing 3 teams that are in their sectional. So in some ways that can help, but you also know a lot about them and they know a lot about you. But, going back to just how well Heritage has done here in the first half in terms of spreading it around, which has really made it tough on Covenant. You talk about Paul's has really worked a lot of he's got the majority of his yards right over the middle of the field. But Nix has done a great job of being poised in the pocket, going through his progressions, even though most of them have been his first one. He's been getting it out pretty quick. A little less of that in the second quarter as we saw in the first, but done a great job as we get ready to get this second half underway.
Sun is down, the lights are on. Covenant Christian will get the football to begin this second half. Nice strong kick right at the goal line. Covenant's return from Seabury Good return out to the 30-yard line. And we'll get another look at Zeb Cox and this Covenant Christian offense. Speaking of a shutout, that Indiana game is
45
over.
to 0.
It may have been over before it started.
Our producer Ben was telling us the spread was 47.5, I believe, and they're about to that already. And I think up until about 3 or 4 minutes to go before half, Indiana State had negative total yards. So really tough one tonight for the Sycamores, but a great learning opportunity and kind of letting them see where they're at against a Hoosier team that is certainly making their presence known nationally.
First down carry for Tyson Hall, just a yard.
I saw too, as we're speaking about, state schools, you talk about IU, I guess you got to talk about Purdue too, and got a big national game tomorrow against USC. But the neat, notable thing about tomorrow's game is they're recognizing the 25th anniversary of the last Rose Bowl team. Will be present at that game tomorrow.
A wild pass from Cox makes it 3rd and 9.
If you're obviously Coach Seifert, it's not certainly what you want in terms of coming out the first 2 plays and only getting 1 yard and having 51 seconds off the clock, but see what they can manage here under your signal caller of Zeb Cox, the sophomore. See if they can get this conversion for a new set of downs.
Jankowski, the lone receiver, to the top. We're going to hand it off to Hall. Try to pick up the first down this way. Taking a couple of tacklers with him. Not enough for a first. Makes it 4th and 3. And not much of a decision as Cox is walking off with the rest of the offense. Most of the well, maybe half the offense. A lot of the guys are staying out
2
there.
and 3 ways.
Second punt tonight for Schaefer. He did have that one punt where he decided to
that one straight up pretty much.
Take it with him and pick up a first down. It does pick up a nice Covenant bounce, but you could tell the launch angle from that one. Didn't look like it was going to go too far, but it does take the favorable roll over to the Heritage Christian 22-yard line.
Looked like the old flop shot that turned into a bump and run. Straight up, and then he got about a 25-yard roll out of it, which was certainly to the Warriors' advantage, and we'll see how Heritage does with their first possession here of the second half. Just a reminder, the first one they had at the beginning of the game took about 8.5 minutes off the clock that resulted in a touchdown, their first of 2 scores. So see what Coach Brink and Eli Nix have in store here.
Split backfield for Nix to start their offensive drive. Nix going all the way back inside the 10, and we'll just throw that one away into the direction of Garrett Taylor.
Well, sometimes that would be the cerebral side that you'll see differences in terms of a senior quarterback. And I know that those are things that Zeb Cox is capable of, but sometimes might not be in a position really to clearly understand in that and getting out of the pocket. We saw that twice with him and holding on to it where he took a sack, where you have Nix there, had his receiver covered and just threw it into the ground because he's out of the pocket instead of losing yards there. So smart heady play there by Nix.
Here's 2nd and 10. Nix, designed for him, stumbles forward, lost his footing.
So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that might be his first run of the night. This is a guy that's averaging about 124 yards on the ground for your quarterback, and I believe that's his first. And interesting enough, looks like, is he coming out of the game here? Did they send him, or is just going to the sideline with Coach Brink?
I think that's been.
No, he is just getting the call.
Yeah.
Screen kind of froze there, so didn't know exactly what might be going on. But I believe that's his first run of the night.
It's not ideal for a quarterback having to run towards the Covenant sideline, going all the way to the other side to your coach and getting the call. But Nix now facing 3rd and 8.
Middle of the field for Pauls. No, going deep.
Down the sideline, coming back for it was Lyon. It was underthrown. Good defense from Jankowski. Quick 3 and out by Heritage Christian, the Covenant defense. Looking strong that time.
That'll be the first punt of the night for Heritage.
Pimental. Isaac is the sophomore, Elijah the senior. He stands at the 10-yard line. Good punt here. Will not be fielded, and Heritage Christian sees it take a nice throw inside the 20 to the 19, down by Aiden Lyon. This second half on IndianaSRN brought to you by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect for game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and on the court. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. Remember, no officials means no game. Also by Morales Group Staffing. We're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and the community we share. Whether you're looking for the right career or the perfect candidate, we're here to help. Call them at 317-472-7600. New opportunity for Covenant Christian. Hall, a couple of pulling blockers. 2 flags come in. Looks like an obvious hold going to be called against Reese Tincher. Hall's run didn't get too much. Got to think they'd want to push him back. And they will indeed do just that. Second holding penalty against Covenant. 4th penalty altogether. So we'll try 1st and 10 again from the 10. Moving towards the motioning Seabreed. Cox looking deep. Launches this one and it will sail out of bounds. Jankowski with no shot at it.
That's the first time tonight that that Covenant has kind of ran anything along or with the go route, if you will. Ball just kind of sailed on him here. So this will bring up 2nd and 20. Sort of important play here for Covenant to kind of not only give them some more space, but trying to get themselves at least 14 or 15 yards to make it really 3rd and manageable, if you will. But if you're Heritage, you just got to make sure that you're keeping them underneath you, not getting beat long and giving up a big play.
They'll bunch up some receivers towards the top. The end around following the fake. It's Schaefer. Picks up some nice yardage here. He was met on the tackle from Andrew Barker, who's just a freshman, by the way. Getting the start. Close to a first, but it is, like you said, Craig, 3rd and manageable. Well, the Hoosiers are just having their way, aren't they?
That's Omar Cooper's 4th touchdown. He had 3 in the first half. And then the backup quarterback comes in and goes long. He's got 4 touchdowns.
This game is just the appetizer for their Big Ten matchup next week. Cox connects. There's Jankowski, and he's loose. Across midfield. Down the sideline, he's going to go. Touchdown, Covenant Christian. Caleb Jankowski.
One play, changing the landscape of a game, down 2 and getting ready to possibly punt the ball and then end up going 70 yards. So great really throw here, opposite direction, right over the middle, and then just broke away. It was off to the races. So again, one-score game here, and this could just be the momentum that just gives them the shift that they need, the confidence to stay not only in this game, but try to turn this around as they kick this extra point.
In for the extra point will be Schaefer. It's a 78-yard catch and run for Caleb Jankowski from Zeb Cox. We're at a one-score game, trying to make it a 7-point difference, which they do. Schaefer's kick is good. It's 14-7. Heritage Christian still leads. So we're about halfway through this third quarter on Indiana SRN.
It's a program that teaches Bible-based character education to public school students during school hours. Not before school and not after, but during school hours.
So here's how this works. The students will leave this school building, hop on this bus, take a short ride across the street to the church. I can see the steeple from here, have Bible class, hop back on the bus, head back to school. It's that simple.
Go to lifewise.org to find your school.
It's back to a one-score game. Covenant Christian's first points of the night. Zeb Cox found a window, connected with Caleb Jankowski, who, of that 78 yards, made up most of it. Lots of yards after the catch. After Schaefer put the extra point through, he will now tee it up, give it back to the Eagles. Deep kick, picked up at the 2 by Sloan. Starts to his right, brings it towards the middle, and may have gotten it to the 20-yard line. Good kickoff coverage by Covenant Christian, making things a little bit more difficult on the most recent drive, forcing a 3 and out.
Seeing a position how this could potentially give them that momentum or just kind of spark that they need offensively to see what it does for them on the other side of the ball here in their first stand after this long score by Janikowski.
Empty backfield for Nix. We saw a lot of this in the first half, too. And these quick hitters over the middle. Getting tackled after hauling in that pass is Powell's. That's 7 catches tonight for Tyson. Good for about 5. Another empty backfield coming here.
I look for your quick hit again. I was going to keep her.
They'll fake a little spot pass to Tyson, and it will be Nix on the keeper. About a yard and a half. So 3rd and 4. Covenant trying to force back-to-back 3 and outs and get this football back. A chance to tie. Perhaps take the lead. We haven't seen anything too crazy, no trickeration as of yet. Defense moving around, and then they jump.
A little hard count. Got them to jump, a little free play, gives them the first down, new set of downs, which also changes the play call, obviously, from what you had at 3rd and 3, now to being 1st and 10. Nick's coming over to get the play being sent in from Coach Brink.
That's the second time Heritage has picked up a free first down on a Covenant penalty. Nix on the bubble to Pimentel, breaks a tackle. Heading down the sideline and close to midfield. Looks like he made it over into Covenant Christian territory. He did, to the 45-yard line.
He's certainly one, when you give him some open space, he's certainly one that can make you miss, and got some pretty decent wheels as well, and great positive pickup here for the Eagles to be on the positive side of the field for them to try to answer back to what Covenant just did in their 78-yard score, first one of the game.
Nix trying to set up the screen with Aiden Lyon.
It's good, well-designed play, but certainly weren't on the same page of the timing on where the route was actually coming to, because it was thrown a little bit behind him and a little high, but nonetheless brings up second down here at the 45.
Not going away from this empty set. Trying to get them to move again. They'll try the other side with Pimentel. On the bubble screen. 5-yard gain. Tyson Hall, the tackle. Covenant Christian better prepared for it that time. Third down and 5. Interesting spot at the Covenant Christian 40. Could be 4-down territory. Pimentel will start in the backfield. Another quick hitter. This time it is Lyon.
He's going to be just short.
Defense got to him quick as the offensive line, as you could see, was trying to get out there in front of him, but they were just behind. Lyon is a yard short, and they're going to go. They're going to go fast, too.
Tush push. I mean, it is the Eagles,
yes,
right?
Yeah, it works. And it is good enough for
got the blue Eagles,
the first down.
The green Eagles.
New set of downs for Heritage Christian. They're at the 35. I don't even know if Nick's got a tush push technically. I think that was just, I'm just going to do it myself. Lyon, the lone receiver near side. Looking towards the right. 3 men on the go routes. Right down the middle of the field and overshooting his intended target, trying to catch Garrett Taylor.
Certainly had a well-run route and certainly had him placed where he wanted to. But, again, ball sailed on him a bit there. And, but, yeah, they're going to hit you with the spread attack as they've done even under former coach Kyle Ray. Ran much of the same kind of scheme and formations.
The only run plays so far this quarter have been from Nix.
Which I would look to go to here, to get him out of the pocket and let him try to work something on his legs. They're still liking this quick hit, but Covenant's kind of keeping that out a little bit. Certainly are controlling it a little bit better in this quarter than what they did in the first quarter and a half. But that's been the look most of the night, with the exception of 2 passes that they've had. I think one was to Aiden Lyon and another one was to Pauls.
Lyon's 4th catch. Brings it to 3rd and 8. Covenant fans trying to make some noise. Fake the pitch to Pimentel. Nix with some space deep down the field, wide open. The catch by Sloan and the score. Touchdown Heritage Christian, back to a 2-possession ball game.
Yeah, really nice play design. Kind of had the fake pitch and then booted him out and make it in here. And worked out down the field. And then what a great move, little jab step for Sloan to be able to take it in for those extra 3 yards for the score to answer back what Covenant just had in their first score. So pinning the extra point here, going up by 14.
Low snap and a low kick right into the back of the Heritage Christian lineman, so it will remain a 20-7 game, but the Eagles strike right back following Covenant's first score. It's now 20-7 with 2:57 left to go in this third quarter.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Eli Nix continues to put on a tear and find his receivers. This time, Andrew Sloan deep down the field, 33 yards. Back to a 2-score game with the Eagles now on top 20-7. 10-play drive. We'll see if Covenant Christian can answer again. They scored on a long play of their own. The return from Seabury. A decent one across the 35 to the 37. This third quarter on IndianaSRN brought to you by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent. Call him today at 317-894-7000 for coverage tomorrow. Also, Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else? If you're looking for fresh, amazing food and servers who truly care about your experience, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill. Decent starting field position upcoming for Covenant. They scored with Caleb Jankowski doing a lot of the yards after the catch, 78-yard scamper. Cox hands off to Hall. Tyson Hall makes a cut in between the hashes, close to a first down, right at the marker. It appears to be enough, and it is. Warriors back up on the line. And they will go back to Hall. Switching sides. This time it'll be a 3-yard pickup. They love to pull some of those guards from the other side of the line of scrimmage. And a lot of those plays have worked. Hall has had some runs of 6, 10. That time, they'll call it 3. Here's 2nd and 7. The final 100 seconds. The pitch to Hall. Short side of the field. So not much room to work with as Hall pushes the pile forward. Another gain of 3. Here's 3rd and 4. Another gift to Hall.
Well, they're totally convinced that they're going to keep it on the ground. Coach Cyphers is a big. His philosophy is certainly to run it very heavily, and they continue to do that. And what's interesting though is they continue to hit the short side of the field, not trying to get a little bit more space. I liked earlier how they did kind of some misdirection things, and I think that's certain things that's going to have to take, or even work some play action, some short hits like Heritage has been doing to Covenant. But nonetheless, 2 of the last 3 plays have been the short side of the field.
They shift the offensive line. They motion a man up front. That's where Cox will go, and he takes a big hit after picking up a first down to the Heritage 41.
And design play, one of the first ones. It's not but it's got to be 2 or 3 maybe at tops that's been a design run. Took a big shot there at the end by Sloan.
Yeah.
But certainly one of probably the better runs outside of Janikowski's score, but that was a pass. But see how that might change any play calling going forward.
Yeah, Cox has not really had anything set up for him running the football, but he has been able to extend the play when needed. He'll roll out to his left. Covenant cutting off Lyon, and then a little flip forward to Schaefer will fall incomplete.
Great job there. We talked about earlier, he took the few sacks there, did a great job in terms of reading that and just, throwing it into the ground. He knew Schaefer was covered, so just put it somewhere where not only your player might not be able to get it being covered, but the defense can either. So just continue to move to the next set of downs here and setting up here 2nd and 10.
Final 9 seconds could be the last play of this 3rd quarter. Two receivers, both sides for Cox. Deep drop, setting up the screen. Dangerous throw. Had to put it over the defender, Cormac Lemons, who got one of his big balls up. May have affected that pass from Cox. Just 5 completions tonight for Zeb of his 14. Now this will likely be the final play of the quarter. Same formation. Cox winding up, heaving, jump ball. Jankowski comes down with it and gets loose.
Jump ball, get it, right?
Second touchdown tonight for Caleb Jankowski, both in this quarter. It's the final play of the quarter. Covenant Christian not going away just yet.
It's kind of just a Hail Mary type thing, just threw it up. But great job by Janikowski reading that ball, coming back for that. And, at that point, it was one of those things where you get up and get it, and you get that, you're probably more than likely going to be scoring. So, obviously, you had 3 answers in a row where Covenant answered, then Heritage answered, now Covenant's answered back. Still very much a ball game here, Jared.
Low kick, so Heritage misses theirs, and now Covenant can't convert on the extra point. So it's still a 7-point game. Heritage Christian has the lead, but the Warriors are still fighting.
It's not a good sign when the back judge has to duck for the field goal, right?
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Two of the biggest plays tonight for Covenant Christian. Coming by Caleb Jankowski, the senior. He has 3 catches for 130 yards. A 78-yard touchdown reception 2 drives ago, and then that last drive, a 42-yard jump ball. And he went up and got it over Dejon Means. Covenant Christian makes it a 1-score possession again. This kick to begin the 4th quarter. Sloan down the far sideline. Schaefer trying to cut him off, and he's finally tackled from behind by Michael Dowdle. Good return, though, by Sloan.
Well, certainly one great to kick off your trying to be your answer now to what Covenant's answered is starting here at midfield. But great return here, and see what the Eagles might be able to do with it. But here's obviously where you've answered twice. If you're Covenant, you're in a position too where you can get your defense to make a stand, and whether it's a 3 and out or just keep them off the board before getting your possession back, certainly sitting in a prime opportunity with a quarter to go.
The ball right at midfield. Nix, swing route. Pimental. Tackled by Chase Seibert after a 5-yard gain. That puts Nix over the 200-yard mark now on Pimental's 6th catch. A few other scores we saw real quick. After Fishers was up 21-0, it's now 21-10.
Yep.
That game now into the 3rd quarter. Here's some whistles and penalty markers down.
Yeah, it's been a tale of about probably 4 different games. And again, we talked about opening the night, how tonight's really rivalry week. And you've had about 4 games that were really lopsided that come back. I mean, like you just said, Jared, Fishers was up 21-0, 21-10. Brownsburg was up by 16. Now they're only up 10, 34-24. You also had one in terms of where Chittard was up 13-0. That's 13-13. Ben Davis was down 28-7 at half. That's now 35-28. And then you're deadlocked with Brebeuf and Guerin, another big rivalry there at knotted at it's 15-13 Guerin. So some really good games going across. Sorry to say, your Eastern Hancock guys got up 7-0. Now they're 26-7.
Yeah, something happened there. I stopped paying attention, and then all of a sudden they're down by 20. So a couple of fakes, and Nix goes up the middle after. So that Covenant offsides gave Heritage the first down. That's the 3rd time tonight they've done that.
Yeah, been inopportune times, there's no doubt.
Can't have mistakes like that, especially late in the ball game. Nix will be alone in the backfield. Quick snap. Bubble. Dangerous pass, and right there on top of it, Liam Yard to make the tackle on Pimental. Third and 5 now upcoming for the visitors. Couldn't quite see who was on that defensive line who was making that pass as difficult as they could for Nix and nearly got a hand on it.
Movement here.
And you can see Lyon at the top of the screen trying to get a head start. That's the first, check that, the second offensive penalty. Just 3 as a team for Heritage. They did get called back in the first half for an ineligible man downfield. Not too often you see this team shoot themselves in the foot. They make this third down a little bit more difficult. Pistol formation for Nix. Pimentel behind him. They'll fake the pitch. Nix. They close in on him, but he finds a way through it. Escapes a tackle. Not brought down yet. 3 guys corral him now as he makes it all the way down to the 15.
Well, one of those things there where, I mean, Nix is a big runner, but this was more of just technique or lack thereof here, where you got come up and just kind of hug him, but never really delivered any type of blow. That's you're going to obviously have to have some shoulder contact first and then wrap to take him to the ground, but you're not going to bring somebody down with Nix just kind of running into him.
Yeah, Nix is a big guy. Looks like Carson Monge had him wrapped up, or Monjo, excuse me. Monjo had him wrapped up but didn't take him down. Down to the 15, Pimentel. Not a whole lot of real estate.
Well, he's had some fortune tonight making some guys miss on the outside, but when you got 4 of them, it's a little bit different there. You got loss of a few here.
Loss of a, let's see where they mark him, at the 20, so loss of 5. Second and 15 as this fourth quarter clock continues winding and will start to play a factor, especially once it gets under that 6-minute mark. Nix, 3-step drop, out route, sliding catch made by Garrett Taylor. First catch tonight for Taylor.
Maybe a gain of 1.
Heritage Christian will stop the clock. They want to talk things over before this 3rd and 12 comes up. 7:02 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Your business depends on quality, efficiency, and reliability. At Reynolds Farm Equipment, we help you stay ahead with John Deere commercial mowers built for performance. Whether you're maintaining parks, businesses, or neighborhood lawns, you need equipment that works as hard as you do. With expert service, flexible financing, and the best lineup of mowers in the industry, Reynolds keeps your operation running strong. Reynolds Farm Equipment, your local John Deere dealer since 1955.
So the Eagles call a timeout. They have a 3rd and about 14. Five men out in a formation. Powles gets settled in. In motion, Pimentel. And then on the end around, it's Salome, but it's coming back. Holding call most likely from the lead official. I believe Covenant is going to want to push him back. So the ball goes from about the 18-yard line to the 29. So around a 10-yard penalty. The line to gain, it appears, looks to be the 6. Third down and a country mile.
It's probably 4 down territory where you're at here, but certainly if you're Covenant, you don't want to give them any more than 8 or 9 yards here.
And you don't want to get called for your own penalty. Nix steps up, and Covenant pushes him down at the 21.
16.
So this is 4th down territory, maybe.
I think it's probably a little too far for a field goal. Of course, I don't know their range of their kicker, but you're talking about a 40-yarder.
It's going to be a field goal. They have Pimentel out there.
40, about 37-yard field goal. They got a 2-score game.
Isaac Pimentel, plenty of leg.
Yeah.
And the kick is good.
Guess he answered my question.
A huge +3 for Heritage Christian.
That was good from 45.
The leg of Isaac Pimentel, the sophomore, makes it 23-13 now, under 6 to go in this 4th quarter on IndianaSRN.
IndianaSRN wants to put more kids on TV. And honestly, that's exactly what these kids deserve. They stream more than 350 high school and college games every year, giving Indiana athletes the spotlight they've earned. All games are free to watch with on-demand on their YouTube channel. The cost is amazingly affordable, which means more kids get their moment to shine. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
The field goal from 37 yards out off the right leg of Isaac Pimentel, good. Could be a critical kick as it becomes a 10-point game and a 2-possession game. A high, shorter kick from Pimentel, picked up by Seabury, and he is bear hugged and pushed out by DeJohn Means. So Covenant Christian has 5:50 to go, 3 timeouts. You'd like a quick score here. And then see if your defense can force a quick stop.
And Cox there getting instruction from the legendary Bruce Cyphers, former Roncalli head coach for 27 years. His son Luke at the helm at Covenant now as the head coach in his first stint.
Warriors begin at the 30. They'll start things with Hall to the 34. Tyson tonight, 14 carries, 56 yards. He's been the workhorse in the run game. Similar line to last week's loss against Indian Creek, where Hall had most of the yards picked up offensively.
Timeout here, Covenant.
Timeout called by Covenant Christian, a late one too. You trying to get the play in, burning too much time. And that'll stop the clock at 5:09, so they use their first with the 2nd and 6 upcoming. This 4th quarter brought to you by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar of the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to those in need. You can volunteer at Wheeler Mission. Call them 317-686-6239. Also, if you'd like to become an IndianaSRN sponsor to support high school and college athletics across Indiana while putting your business in front of thousands of loyal viewers each week, you can contact Keith Myers at coach@IndianaSRN.org. Getting things in order, figuring out where they want to go with this football. Probably would have preferred to not have to burn a timeout there, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Zeb Cox airing it out. Jankowski, he's been the deep threat.
I was going to say, when in doubt, go Jankowski. And I was just going to say before that play that they're going to have to start doing some things to get down the field. Being a 2-score game here, 5 minutes to go, got to be able to take a shot here or there to at least try to get some better field position, more workable for a score.
Two receivers split out both sides. Cox looking left, now over the middle of the field. He does connect for the first time tonight. Levi Holsneck. That's good for a first down. Under 5 minutes to go now for Covenant Christian. At the 42. Doesn't look like everybody for Covenant Christian was ready or knew what was going on, but Cox does complete this pass to Seabree. Seabree picks up 3 and does get out of bounds.
That's the important thing. I mean, well, 2, positive yards and stopping the clock. So if you can work the sidelines, put you in a position to not use those timeouts, especially when you know you need to not only score but get the ball back.
Makes it 2nd and 7. Seabree, the motion man. He'll roll Cox towards the right, and it'll be a run for him. He's dragged down by Justice Klingerman. Hard guy to get around, and once he's got you in his wraps, there's no escaping.
You know, the only tough thing about the run game right now is clock. I mean, it keeps that. So you almost got to be positioned where you're calling 2 plays at a time. So as soon as you pass or run, you're ready to get right back to the line of scrimmage and not huddle up. It's just going to burn anywhere from 10 to 12 seconds extra every down.
Yeah, every play, Covenant is coming to the sideline. Cox and sometimes a few other guys as he goes to the far sideline in the Heritage Christian bench. Knocked out of bounds, but a 4th down upcoming.
This potentially is your game right here. If this drive stalls here on this, down 2 scores with under 3 minutes to go against a team that really knows how to utilize the clock, is certainly going to be a tall tale. But we'll see if Covenant can get this converted and continue on this quest for this comeback.
They shift around the offensive line. 2 guys in the backfield, and now Hall will motion to try to be the lead blocker for Zeb Cox, who has a first down and a little bit more across the Heritage Christian 45.
Great job there by the sophomore and Cox. Just really trying to be patient there and waiting for his seam and his blockers and getting downfield. Looked like got about 8 or 9 out of that and continues this drive.
3:15, clock still rolling. Cox, Schaefer on the end around. Heritage Christian sniffing it out, but Schaefer does not get out of bounds as he was gang tackled defensively. Garrett Taylor pumped after that stop. Good effort, too, by Nathan Turpin and company. Passing situation here. Cox keeping his eyes downfield, flicks it to Schaefer. Good defense on the coverage. Andrew Sloan. Sloan makes it 3rd and 9. One of those many two-way players for Heritage Christian. Cox gets the play from the sideline. Coach Cyphers. Three guys on the wide side of the field. Cox will go to the one receiver side, but it's too high, trying to connect with Holsneck. So now another 4th down situation. Could be the game if you don't get it. Likely would end the game. And before the play, Covenant Christian will take their second timeout to talk things over. As for our other games on IndianaSRN tonight, a good one at Butler University with Cathedral and Chittard. That game is tied with 2.5 minutes to go. Chittard does have the football. Setting up to be a great finish there. As for Purdue Poly and the Noblesville Lions, 46-12. Purdue Poly in control of this one, playing at Traders Point. Pretty good one here, and I think maybe a score that would surprise some people, especially when you look at the numbers, what Heritage Christian has been able to do, scoring the football nearly 40 points per game and giving up a lot. Covenant Christian has been in some high-scoring affairs through 3 weeks, too. But the offense is in the minimal drives that they've had. This is just the 7th drive and the only one of this 4th quarter. Could it be the last drive for the Warriors? Cox rolls to his left, being chased. May have been down as he threw it. The pass was going to be short of the line to gain. Tracking him down was Andrew Barker, the freshman. That front line of Heritage Christian, Coach Brink is going to be pleased, I think, with the film he'll see following this one.
Well, it's one where they needed to make a play. You know, you not only made it, but to get it from a freshman as well. What great pursuit there, and certainly for Heritage, getting that stop and getting the turnover on downs to pretty much try to ice this with a couple first downs.
Yeah, Covenant just has the one timeout. As you can see, they're going to put Taylor and Lyon, two of their biggest receivers, in the backfield. Stay in bounds if you're Knicks, which he does. Gains 5.
You know, give Covenant credit, though. I mean, I think in a lot of ways they, you know, the score wasn't indicative of it, but they were really getting controlled in the first quarter and a half, really first half in general. And, you know, that is one thing that Coach Seifert said in an interview with him is, you know, they're a young, inexperienced team that's trying to find their way. And, you know, you're under a new coach as well. But he said one thing is that this group is really close, tight-knit. He talked about how they get together and have dinner on Thursdays together. Even before he arrived, they were having breakfasts once a week as well. I mean, just a lot of great camaraderie and togetherness. And that's a side of a good nucleus and group that's in it, you know, to win it together. And with that, I think those are the type of things that a lot of times you just can't coach. And so they stayed after it, had 2 big scores here in the second half to really make this a ball game, and just came up short there in that last drive.
Yeah, both coaches really said the same thing coming into this one as first-year guys with their respective programs, that they had a lot of respect for the other side and how they do things. They have guys that play hard, and Coach Cyphers, too, he talked about how good that defensive line is. Really the whole defense of Heritage Christian. Just tremendous tacklers, guys that play hard and come after you, and they have made things difficult tonight on Zeb Cox, doing just enough, holding them to 13 points. But Coach Cyphers also said through these first 3 weeks, his guys have played hard. They have fought to the very end. They're going to come up short here tonight.
Well, this is a team, too, in Heritage. They were averaging almost 40 points a game. So give Covenant's defense, some credit here and holding them to 23. And 23 is 23, but you got to credit, too, to, Pimento with the long field goal from almost 40. You don't see that every day in high school football. Just a really sound job. I mean, sometimes you can still have successes in defeats as well, and there's some growing parts. This team is really still trying to find themselves under new leadership as they take a knee here and doing it the right way with Coach Brink and all, and killing the clock here.
That'll be the final play as Heritage Christian. They travel to Zionsville West Middle School as the road team, and they take down Covenant Christian on their homecoming night 23-13. The Eagles will move to 2-2 on the season. Back to 500 with first-year head coach Caleb Brink. The Covenant Christian Warriors, though, 1-3 now. And they will next head to Cecina to play another Indiana Crossroads opponent. The schedule doesn't get much easier for Heritage Christian. They'll have Greenwood Christian. That game will be at home for the Eagles next week. Real quick, some final numbers for Eli Nix, the Heritage Christian quarterback. 29 pass attempts tonight, going 22 of 29 for 208. Had 2 touchdown passes, one of those to Tyson Powles. That was on the very opening drive. Powles finishes with 7 catches for 63 yards. The other touchdown going to Andrew Sloan, 4 receptions for him and 57 yards. Really just dispersing, getting it out to his guys. Aiden Lyon, 4 catches as well for 32, and Elijah Pimental, who their lead back, but also finishing as one of the leading receivers with 7 catches and 60 yards. So a 10-point win for Heritage Christian tonight. Craig Cox, your final thoughts? We've kind of mentioned it already, but the defense was terrific for Heritage Christian, and 23 points from really an efficient offense, despite, you see a lot of high-scoring games a lot of the time across the state. 23 points is good enough from an efficient offense of Heritage Christian.
No, it is. Anytime you can outscore your opponent by 1, it's good enough. But I think at the same time, it came out the gate. Heritage really established themselves with ball control and the ground game and just the quick hits. Had a great game plan, executed it well. But again, even in the defeat, certainly give Covenant a great shout out, and Coach Cyphers and what he's trying to do with this team, and certainly the effort that they gave. Never give up mentality. Played a much better second half, made it a contest, came up a bit short, but certainly wish the best of luck for both these teams, and certainly these 2 guys in their first year leading these respective programs.
Both teams meeting at midfield for one final prayer before they exit the field. Heritage Christian 2-2. The win also moves them to 1-1 in Indiana Crossroads Conference play. The Covenant Christian Warriors again fall 1-3. Your final score, one final time, 23-13. Heritage Christian wins it. For our entire crew here tonight, our cameraman Mitchell Adams, our producer Ben Wood, for Craig Cox, I'm Jarrett Lewis saying so long for now, everybody. More football for you tomorrow on IndianaSRN. We will have Franklin College taking on Hope College from Franklin College, just south here of our studios in Indianapolis. So long, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night and next week for more Indiana high school football on Indiana SRN.